Oh, that's kind of cool. It looks like cinematic because like there's a shadow on this side. Okay, it is February 1st, which means it is time to recap January. January 3rd, I received a text message that I was not expecting at all. I got a text from my longtime friend and musical collaborator, John Gary. A song that he and I wrote 2 years ago got picked up to be on this internet TV show called Faster with Finn. Here's a quick screenshot of the text that I received. Faster with Finnegan. My bad. Fast forward 3 days, the pressure is starting to get to me, as you will see in this video. I'm stressed because I have this grunge night thing that I want to do well on. I have this EDM thing that I want to do well on. Also, I realize I'm hitting this hi-hat like every time I want to make a point about something, so I apologize to your ears. After that, I'm playing 5 shows with AJ Smith. Our last show is on January 27th, and then I'll be back here the 28th. Then on the 31st, I'm recording a rock record. So I need to like really cram for that because I want to do a good job, but I want to live up to the standard that I set for myself. Pray for me. Grunge Night. What is that? Grunge Night happens twice a year in Nashville. Every rock musician that is in town will get together and we are sent a list of songs that are roughly in the grunge vein. We pick our top 5 that we want to play on. This one took place on... When did it take place? I should have known this before I made the video. This took place on January 10th, and I got to play a song called Lightning Crashes by a band called Live. If you're a little bit younger, you might not know that name, but in the 90s, Live were huge. I discovered them later on when I was in college in like 2010. The song that I got to play, I listened to that song to death. It's a really cool song, and it's all about like the cycle of birth and death and the circle of life, so to speak. And I really wanted to do a good job because my drum teacher was there and he performed. Chris Daughtry was there, as you'll see here. But and I put a lot of pressure on myself because I wanted to kick ass. And of course, the last song of the night was My Hero. I mean, it was great. I can't... Just watch the video. So, Grunge Night, I think, was a huge success, and that was January 10th. It is 12:45 p.m. I am here with my gigantic cup of coffee. I'm going to start shedding these EDM NUCLASSICA songs. And I'm going to do that for at least, I don't know, 2.5, 3 hours. And then I'm going to go to my friend's place to work on some YouTube stuff. And the stuff that we work on, you might even see in this video. Quick update. It is now 2:30 and I have not practiced a single note. Whenever I sit down, I just start messing around and I get lost in it. And that's what happened. So now I'm gonna start shedding. Let's hope that I can actually do that. Yeah, sometimes procrastination gets the best of me. It is now 6:30 p.m. I did it. Good job, self. Now I'm gonna eat, go work on some music / YouTube stuff with my friend Drew, not me, and probably come back here tonight to run everything one more time, and then tomorrow run everything a bunch of times and then fly out. Who is Drew? Drew is Drew Gilman, one of my favorite people in the world. He was in my first real band when I was in high school. And ever since, we have stayed friends and worked on a million different things. We are like an old married couple. Like, I know that sometimes I really get under his skin, and it's but he gets under mine too. But in this, you'll probably see me get under his skin a little bit more than he gets under mine. It just seems too,
You're for the love of God. Put the vocals in your head.
I do. I have them in my head. I will continue to allow you to take credit for my genius. Like, it's too dumb.
With all due offense.
So that concluded that night. I did not go home and practice. I just woke up early the next day and practiced. And after I finished, I got some very, very interesting news.
I'm about to break some news to my drummer, and I told him that we just needed some behind the scenes of filling some stuff, of loading the car.
My last practice before this EDM thing.
Oh yeah?
And yeah, I feel good about it. Plus I have an extra day at home to practice, so
hell yeah.
It'll be Gucci.
Oh, by the way, we're opening at a prime slot for South by Southwest.
No way!
Yeah.
Dude! Fuck yeah!
Yeah, ready to play South by Southwest.
Yes!
Alright, that's what this was actually for.
Okay. I've never played South by Southwest, and ever since I heard about it in like 2009, I've always wanted to play. So that was really cool. Next is January 14th, where I played with, how do I even explain it? They're called NUCLASSICA, and it was me, 4 violin players, and a DJ. So it was this really cool combination of EDM with classical violin playing and drumming from me, and I just got to slam. So behind me is the stage. What's interesting is that the chairs are facing the other way. Like, the chairs are facing this way, which I don't really get, but yeah. The reason why the chairs were facing the other way was for the fireworks show. I thought it was a little bit weird because it doesn't encourage the audience to watch you, but we still had a pretty good crowd while we played. One thing that's cool with playing shows is whenever you're at a venue that has a green room, that's where the musicians hang out before the show, and not everybody can go in there. Usually only musicians and friends and family and blah, blah, blah can go. Sometimes people will sign the walls and the ceilings, and it's cool to see if you're at a small venue, somebody signed something and you realize it's a big name that played there before they were famous. So check this out. This was my favorite one on the ceiling.
Somebody once told.
Okay, so how did the show go? I think it went really well. And right after we played, we got to see the fireworks show from, I would say, the best seats in the house. Check it out. Apparently, they spent $1 million on that fireworks show. Was it worth it? So, that was the 14th. I stayed in Florida for a few days because that's where my family is. I just wanted some good family time. I was there until the 19th when I flew out from Florida to Washington, D.C. to play some shows with AJ Smith. All right, Florida was dope. Now I'm at the airport, headed to D.C. for a couple of SOFAR shows. SOFAR. What is SOFAR? SOFAR stands for Sounds from a Room. And it's basically concerts that are played in unconventional places. I played in a shoe factory in New York, which was cool. I played in Times Square at a SOFAR. SOFAR shows are really cool for the audience because they don't tell you who you're seeing until like 24 hours beforehand. You might see somebody that becomes super famous like 3 years later, and you might become a fan first. There's something about the shows where they really encourage the audience to be in the moment. It's cool. And for me, it's a totally different setup. Usually, I play SOFARs with a cajon, a snare drum, a hi-hat, and a ride, and that's it. I really enjoy that because it's way less gear, it's less pressure, there's no backing tracks, it's just me and AJ playing music in the moment.
In the old movies, I can't get enough, baby. You belong upon the silver screen.
Here's the outside. Let's go upstairs.
Change is gonna come from you.
So here's the interesting thing about playing these SOFAR shows. Sometimes you play in places that look totally unremarkable on the outside, but on the inside they look super cool. So here's the outside, right? Doesn't even look like a show is happening, but
Call me a ten, but all I hear is who's your friend.
that, by the way, is Emma Klein. She's a really talented singer-songwriter from Nashville, actually. It's funny because we didn't know her and she didn't know us, but we're both from the same city, so go figure.
Not gonna write you a session. You brought me down from too low.
I typically make that exact face.
You think I'm hurting, baby, you're wrong. No. How do we get stuck inside this life? I want more, I want more.
Tonight, a bass player came up to me and told me that I was cooking, so that felt cool. Anyway, one more act, and then we're gonna crash out, and we have like a 12-hour drive tomorrow, so. Back to Nashville today. Pilot, co-pilot, co-co-pilot. If you have ever wondered what drummers hear when we have in-ear monitors on stage, we hear things like this.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
And so the crowd, they don't hear that, but I do. And I'll use that as a guide to count off the song. So AJ and I will look at each other,
1, 2,
and then I'll go,
1, 2, 3, 4.
and then the track begins. So I'm just finishing up these backing tracks. It's 6:30 p.m. I have to be at rehearsal at 7:30 p.m. So it's, I'm under the gun here. So I'm gonna finish this. And let's see how that rehearsal went. I like how you can still hear it. Like I put the cymbal down and you still hear the whoosh. Nice. January 26th, we drove to Atlanta to play at the legendary Eddie's Attic. For those who haven't heard of Eddie's Attic, it's where John Mayer got his start. It's pretty cool. And when you look in the green room, you can see like he signed it and a bunch of other famous names have signed it. Speaking of green rooms and John Mayer, here it is. Oh, there it is. John Mayer. Right there. Right there. John Mayer. Pretty cool. Somehow, I didn't get any footage of the Eddie's Attic show. My bad. But I did get video of a delicious omelet that AJ made, so at least there's that. It's the master at work.
He's like, don't film it, I burned it.
How did you know that's what I was thinking?
The next day, we had a SOFAR show that night, but I had the whole day free. So I got to hang with another one of my favorite people in the world. Her name is Kaya, and I've known her since 9th grade. Holy shit. I've known her as long as I have known Drew. Kaya is just awesome.
I would like to say that Drew is pretty awesome. You know, whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
I've known him this long, but in the little bit of time that I've known him,
Right. What, like 4 minutes?
4.5. Okay?
Yeah. That's fair.
He exudes awesomeness, and I'm so glad.
Tell me
for
more.
being my awesome
More?
drummer,
Yeah. A little more?
awesome person.
A little more.
Okay, Jew.
High five. Atlanta SOFAR. Let's check it out. That night, we drove back to Nashville and I collapsed. The day after, I had another rehearsal with a rock band that I started called Hushhh. Such a cool band name. I don't know who came up with it, but I'm really excited for what we're doing. There's no music out, there's no social media or anything, but it's gonna be really great.
Hi.
Happy birthday.
Hey!
Happy birthday. Well, it's my birthday. Hi.
That's true, it is your birthday. So after that, I had 2 days to rehearse for a rock record that I needed to record on the 31st with this artist, Soheill. He's like an alternative rock musician, really great songwriter. His chords, his melodies, his textures, it's very, very unique to him, but also very accessible, I think. We've been talking for a while about doing a record, and I've always wanted to play drums for him.
Could you give me a hi-hat groove, please? My number one vote is The Ride, and my last vote is okay. Well, no, my last vote is that last final one that we tried. Second to last vote would be The Effects. Yeah, I like both of these a lot.
That was January. If you made it this far, thank you times a million, because it means a lot when you watch it all the way through. I don't think February will be as busy, but I'm doing a couple of fun things. I'm playing a couple shows with AJ. I'm doing some writing sessions. I'm going to be practicing for a gig with this really cool rock artist that's on March 1st, but I'll get to all of that in due time. So thank you if you watched all the way to the end. That means a lot. And you already know what comes next.
Hey you, like and subscribe to the channel now.